All right. We hear a lot about autonomous vehicles on this show and just out there in general. It's kind of a big deal if you hadn't heard. And the grand day somewhere down the line in the future where the roads will be blanketed with them. But how will we feel when the sidewalks are blanketed with autonomous robots? Mike Murphy from Quartz is here once again to talk with us about delivery bots. How's it going, Mike?
Hey, not too bad. How you doing?
Excellent. It's great to have you here. When will I begin to trip over autonomous delivery robots on the sidewalk?
Well, actually, probably very soon.
Great.
Hopefully you'll see them coming.
Yes, they're very far down below. I'm a pretty tall guy, so I hope they're at least half as tall as me.
But yeah, Starship Technologies, this Estonian company, started by some of the Skype founders. Literally the only other Estonian company I can think of, are basically rolling out this, and they announced this like a month ago, but they're rolling out tests, no pun intended, across major cities in the U.S. And I managed to catch up with Lori right there, that guy, last week at a very small robotics conference in New York, and it was kind of awesome watching this little thing putter around.
It's kind of like a little trash can on wheels, but maybe a little bit nicer than that.
So it's not like a drone, like you're walking along with it, right? Like it's like, oh, I'm going to walk to the grocery store, but I instead of taking a car because I'm going to have some bags that would fit in that tiny robot, I'm going to have a robot follow me home. That's what we're talking about here?
No, this is literally to take on whatever Amazon or Walmart or whoever is working on. This is a totally autonomous delivery system that you tell it to go to a place and it goes there on its own and comes back with the goods. So they're kind of envisioning, and they've got a few areas that they're already testing this like properly. One of them is in a part of London called Greenwich that's not too populated. Basically, you have these they look like shipping containers that they live in, and then they get an order to go somewhere. They go out, they get whatever they need to get. Then they go to wherever it needs to go, and then they go back to their little house and charge. They're completely autonomous, so they can be controlled by a human if something is going wrong or something like that.
So what's keeping someone from stealing my stuff or kicking my robot?
So there's nothing stopping you from kicking it.
Okay.
Totally aware of that. It's sealed on the inside, and it's only openable either by a code, so the robot will roll up and you'll have the app, and you have to enter a code that you'll have gotten through an email or something like that. And they're also thinking about QR codes and other stuff like that, and Bluetooth, but it's probably just going to be a code. And then it'll pop open literally like a cooler. It literally is like a cooler on wheels. And it's pretty much tamper proof. I tried to break it open in the middle of this conference, could not do it. But if someone starts to try and steal it, it's kind of going to be like trying to steal an ATM. They're kind of heavy, but more of the issue is this thing has 9 cameras on it. It will see you, and it's got a hard line to whatever local authorities, the country it's in. So, if you pick it up, it's going to start freaking out. And it has an alarm on it, which apparently, according to Lori, the guy in the video, is very loud, like a car alarm. So he didn't show me that feature because we were in a crowded place. But yeah, apparently the alarm will go off. It'll alert the police. It'll alert Starship. So I wouldn't recommend picking one of these things up, but people probably will still do it.
Yeah, they're not going to know that they shouldn't unless there's you know what I mean? Will they know that there's all of these cameras? I know what I'm envisioning. I'm envisioning that one of these little bots is going to meet the same demise as the Hitch bot. If you remember from, I think, 2015, 2014. Maybe the strategy is to keep these out of Philadelphia.
Yeah. Sad.
Yeah, I literally said that in the story, and I lived in Philadelphia for 5 years, and I know how rough it can be.
Oh, man, it's hard out there for a robot.
Yeah,
I think it'll happen, but I think it's also that's just going to be part of our life in the future. We're going to have that same kind of every reversion we've had towards any kind of new technology will continue. But Starship says that they've had these on the streets in multiple countries. They were riding it down the street in New York City and said nobody really looked at it, or if they did, it was mainly with curiosity. I think part of the issue is because they're very innocuous. They don't look like they're trying to be some kind of weird C-3PO sort of thing. It's just oh, it's like a little, it looks like a Fisher Price toy or something. Like, it doesn't look dangerous. It doesn't look like it's going to hurt you or anything like that, which I think probably could really work to its benefit. Unlike drones and drone deliveries, these things are going to be like, massive flying lawnmowers that like drop packages from the sky, whereas this is like a nice little robot that kind of rolls along. It says beep.
Yeah, not to mention like drones. There's a whole new layer, and it's evolving right now of kind of like logistics and clearances and regulations and all this kind of stuff. This is just puttering around on the sidewalk. Nicole, do you think these little delivery bots are a threat to like Amazon's drone fleet somewhere in the future?
I don't know if they're a threat to Amazon's.
I don't know. Actually, now I'm thinking about it. I'd love to see them battle. But anyways, continue.
That'd be amazing. Like a battle bot delivery bot.
Yes.
No, I think it's really interesting. I think the only thing I can think of, it's sort of the same situation, same questions I have with the drone, is like whether they're weatherproof, like hazard proof. All those kinds of questions I have, like how much better are they at delivering stuff than a person might be. But if they're able to do so with the same like efficiency as a person would, like I'm all for it, man.
Well, that's a good question, Mike. I mean, I could see Nicole getting her lunch delivered to the San Francisco Engadget office all year, whereas you in Brooklyn or New York at Quartz, it would be harder, right? Like, can it go through the snow and the wind and the rain?
Yeah, they're pretty weather resistant. They're in Estonia. It's pretty harsh temperatures over there. But yeah, their whole shtick is like, this could actually return us to the days of like Domino's 30 minutes or less deliveries. Their whole goal is to have
finally.
Yeah, they want to do
pizza bot.
Yeah,
that's what it's about.
Domino's is making a competitor, but of
course
their whole thing is like they want to make sure that they're delivering in under 15 minutes. So this is going to be like kind of last mile delivery. Though they say that the range is up to like 10 kilometers, and they can go for about 2 or 3 hours on one charge. So and it can move about as fast as a human can walk. Difference being is it doesn't have to wait or doesn't have to deal with like traffic or anything like that. There's barely like that much traffic when you're walking. So they want it to be so the deliveries are all less than $2 a pop, and that whatever you've ordered, so you could literally be sitting at your computer desk going, I want lunch or I want a new pair of sneakers from Amazon, and in 15 minutes or maybe a little longer because it needs to get fulfilled, like you'll have that thing.
What about logistics? Like if from its delivery point, like its starting point to its destination, all there is sidewalk, that's one thing. But talk about like New York City or whatever, it's sidewalk, cross, you got to wait for the light to turn, cross the street, make sure that you don't get hit by a cab, that decides to run the red light or whatever. Like there's a lot of logistics that autonomous vehicles, they're still working out how they maneuver through those things. Is this capable of analyzing those kinds of scenarios?
It is to a degree, so it has no problem with like curbs and like flow of traffic and things like that. But what Lori and others at Starship have told me is that it's basically they're trying to work with like cities' smart city initiatives. So like almost every city in America has some kind of thing where they want to be like more data driven and things like that. So instead of having to be like Google and with the self-driving cars and literally look, is that a red light? Can I go? Is that a stop sign? Do I have to stop? Kind of actually tying into the network itself. And I believe that's the sort of thing that they've been working with the council people in DC on.
Got it.
So I noticed in the video you made that the company is asking the internet to name these robots, and I clearly they learn nothing from Bodie McBoatface. You suggested Mike, good suggestion. I am going to go there right now and suggest Robot McRobotface because why not?
Patrick De La Hanty had a really darn good idea. I like that idea. I like it.
I didn't actually suggest Mike. I have to say that was Jacob did that, our videographer. I don't know. I think I like that as like, it needs like some kind of humanity, even if that's like Robot McRobotface. I think that'd be great. Doesn't have really much of a face though, so I don't know, maybe something else.
Robot McRobot without a face.
That's it.